Welcome back to Ringside and Sidelines with Sam. Today we will be predicting Saturday night main event, of course, which is tomorrow. I'm recording this Friday morning. So first off, we're gonna start off with, because I gotta make this clear, the Women's United States Championship final. Obviously, I'm recording this before Friday Night SmackDown, so I don't know who would advance to that. But of course, I would be predicting that. At first, it's going to be Bayley versus Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton versus Meechin. And I think Tiffany Stratton beats Meechin. Her going on to Saturday Night main event most likely because she's a big name. She's a young name that they want to push. In the more national world area for her because eventually she's going to be one of the top stars, or slowly is becoming one of the top stars in the WWE right now. And so I have her continuing, and then between Bayley and Chelsea Green, I kind of went back and forth with this because Bayley versus Tiffy makes sense because that's an old rivalry that would really put Tiffy over for beating Bayley. Someone who was a former WWE Women's Champion, a Raw Champion, SmackDown Champion, Royal Rumble, just beating somebody like that. But also Chelsea Green, the work she has put, with Piper Niven, her working with her and Meechin, those matches together, and I think just Chelsea Green has just been taking bumps and working really, really hard for her to deserve this spot. So I ended up going with Chelsea Green. So for what I have is for the Women's United States Championship final match, Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton. And here I really went back and forth of who I think should win because Tiffy makes sense, which is because I know she has the Money in the Bank belt, Money in the Bank suitcase, briefcase. But having her with that and the belt, or having her with that in the suit in the briefcase, would just kind of remind you of what Seth Rollins, her possibly moving up to that next level, and just we haven't seen that, especially in the women's Money in the Bank. We haven't seen that. That's something new, and Triple H needs to show that he can book a Money in the Bank briefcase winner, and I think I want to go with that. But I think at the end of the day, like what I said with Chelsea Green, is that she's been working hard. She's been taking these bumps, let alone, this is kind of a callback moment from Money in the Bank where, Tiffany Stratton did push Chelsea Green off the ladder into those tables, and we got that amazing bump. And we get this here, and I'm going to get Chelsea Green because Tiffy has too many, too many people, too many, mistakes, or not mistakes, but too many people against her. She's a heel, so I think Chelsea Green will steal this one and become the inaugural Women's United States Champion. Next match we're going to talk about is Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, and I don't think this match honestly should be on this card, but why not? Why not have try to push Sami Zayn? Why not try to push Drew McIntyre on a big card and show him off like this? But at the end of the day, I think Drew McIntyre is back for vengeance. He has he has a point to prove, and I think he has to win, especially coming off the loss against CM Punk in that feud. And I think Drew McIntyre is absolutely going to squash Sami Zayn, and he's going to slowly try to pick off everybody who aligned with Roman Reigns slowly one by one by one. But hopefully one day getting to Roman Reigns, and we have that rematch there. Next match I have is for the World Heavyweight Championship, and of course it is the Ring General Gunther versus Finn Balor versus Damian Priest in a triple threat. Originally it was supposed to be just Finn Balor and Gunther, but Damian Priest got in. And I'm glad this is happening. I'm tired of this Gunther, this self-doubting Gunther, which I know they're trying to build off of, which I like to see, but not like to see, because I know we like the strong Gunther, the confident Gunther, the one that I could beat you, that, I don't have to say much, is because just simply I am better than you, and that is it, and that's what it's going to be. Hopefully we can get, slowly get back to that Gunther. But yet again, this is a match with the Judgment Day in it, so of course there is going to be shenanigans. Maybe a Dominic Mysterio interference here, maybe not costing Damian Priest, but costing Finn Balor the match. Finn Balor, the match may be close. He's probably going to go for a coup de grace, and then out of nowhere he just falls. And who is it? It's Dominic Mysterio, and we saw Dominic Mysterio talking to Nick Aldis, and we might, and that transfer trade portal is open, so that's gonna be a huge factor in the next few weeks, especially with Raw on Netflix is coming up soon. But all I want here for this match, all I want, which I know it won't happen, but either the double stack pin of Finn Balor and Damian Priest and Gunther on top, or we can get like a sort of what Obafemi did a Deadline, and with the just throwing them both down, double pin like that. But all I want is for Gunther to slowly get that confidence back and win, which I think he will win and retain the World Heavyweight Championship. But all I want is that sort of double pin, just that dominant, that dominant ending where he's, you know what, mate, I am back. These people suck, and I'm back. Next we have is for the Women's World Championship, and the next match is the Women's World Championship between Io Sky and Liv. The next match is for the Women's World Championship between the champion Liv Morgan and Io versus. The next match is for the Women's World Champion between the champ. The next match is for the Women's World Championship between Liv Morgan, the champion, versus the. The next match we have is for the Women's World Championship. The next match we have is for the Women's World Championship between the champion Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. And honestly, here I've been seeing people make this, this prediction. It's a very popular prediction, but I like it. I like the idea of it, and I think we could possibly get Io Sky winning this match. There's, of course, like I said, it's a Judgment Day match. So what is there going to be? There's going to be shenanigans, Raquel, and Damage Control, and then it's a huge event. So why not have Rhea Ripley, show up and kind of be the equalizer in this, because on Monday Night Raw we all did get hyped when we saw that face off between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. But I think at the end of it, I think Io Sky wins. I think there needs to be some sort of parity just so for this I said Raquel, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan feud can just end, and hopefully just end somewhere else, on the side, like a Royal Rumble maybe, or maybe the Raw you know the Raw Netflix Raw debut on there would be perfectly fine. But just to kind of like Io Sky work, build up the women's division again. Wow, so Rhea and Liv Morgan can finish that, or maybe Liv Morgan goes to SmackDown with Dominic Mysterio. You never know about that, but I have another alternate decision. I guess that could happen. Say here, everybody, all the shenanigans happen, and then, Liv Morgan hits Io Sky with an Oblivion. They're both down. They're probably on a chair or something like that. That Dominic or Raquel, slid under, and then they're both, and Liv's just crawling to Io, crawling, just barely trying to get it. Boom! But everybody's laid out, and then we just hear Tiffany Stratton's music go, and she goes in. She takes out Io Sky. Everybody's out, and Tiffany Stratton cashes in on Saturday Night Main Event and becomes the Women's World Champion after losing and not be able to get the United States Champion. Maybe this is where Nia Jax just freaking just destroys everybody on the side, runs over everybody, creating that opportunity. She cashes in, and we already saw her talking to Adam Pearce and her possibly coming to Raw. Of course, her Raw on Netflix would be amazing, and her coming to Raw on Netflix as the Women's World Champion. I mean, that would be amazing. This is her getting off of Nia's shadow without having to throw a punch. And, this could possibly, be like, oh, now it's Tiffy, Rhea, and Io Sky, and having that, that amount of women on the main roster, because I know the Raw's roster they need more women there, at least main event women there, especially losing, Bayley last year. Becky Lynch has been gone for a while, but Tiffany Stratton, that triple threat possibly at WrestleMania, or just, that feud of Io and Tiffy or Rhea and Tiffy, that would feed families. But I think at the end of the day, Io Sky wins. Last but definitely not least, we have Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. And I think this match here, it's Cody Rhodes pretty easily. If it was if it wasn't for the WWE Championship, I would see Kevin Owens win this and, absolutely just destroying Cody. But at the end of this, I think this is going to be a very physical match. It's going to be really like I think it should be like an all, no rules, all goes match. But they're not. I don't think they're gonna show that on TV like that, at least for this kind of TV network. But Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes retains. But I think the big thing here that I'm predicting, everybody says that The Rock's gonna come out. You know, The Rock's gonna go up to Cody, do the same thing he did at Bad Blood or whatever, some crap like that. But I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that John Cena comes out, goes face to face with Cody Rhodes at the end, and he kind of calls his shot right there. Kind of calls his shot, but then we have because I think Randy Orton kind of ties into this. Randy Orton ties into this, but I think he will end up showing up on Friday Night SmackDown. So I'm gonna stick with this. We might have a Kevin Owens attack John Cena or something like that, and Cody Rhodes of course has to save John Cena, and then they both work together, and this leads to them working together for a little bit, kind of oh, we're good now, and then when it comes to Raw Day 1, it's John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and he calls his shot right there, and then we kind of get in this weird triangle of it's like, okay, is Cody gonna just pick The Rock, or is The Rock gonna go with Roman, or is it just gonna be I think because I think Cena's gonna win the Elimination Chamber. He's it's his final one. He's gonna do it. He'll lose the Rumble probably and then just win the Elimination Chamber. And or maybe I don't know, maybe he gets the shot there's a lot we can go with that, and I'm not going to deep dive, but I think John Cena shows up the end and calls his shot against Cody Rhodes. Thank you for watching this video. This was my predictions for Saturday night main event. Can't wait for all the other ones. Hopefully, they're having another one in San Antonio. Hopefully I'll be able to go there soon. But if you're watching this video, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe.